Me again.
Oh, I'm just about to go live. I'm already live.
Okay, come see me.
Okay, I will.
Even better.
Thanks. It's very exciting around here today. Well, friends, it is 2 o'clock on Thursday, August 13th, 2020. So welcome to Tea at 2 with Reverend Jen. I am Reverend Jen Monroe Nathans. I am the senior pastor here at the Congregational Church of Littleton. And I am relatively new here. I started my ministry here at this church during this wonderful COVID pandemic that we are experiencing. And because of that, it's challenging for me to get to know people and for people to get to know me. I'm doing some kind of meetings from a distance. But I thought one way folks could get to know me a little better is if I just share with you some of the random things that I keep here in the church in my study. So welcome. And today I thought I would show you a kind of a really neat little object that I have brought with me. And it was given to me as a gift, a very surprise gift. About 2, maybe 3 years ago now, we had a church sign. It's just one of those slide-in letter signs, big one, in front of the church that I was serving because the church was at a really great kind of funky four-way intersection. So we could put the sign out there. You had to stop so people would read it. I would use the sign for all kinds of things. A lot of times it's just a humorous thing. Sometimes if we had an event going on, it would be to advertise the event. And sometimes just a random saying or a phrase or a piece of scripture that would fit on the sign. And some of them kind of took off and went viral. Some of them people would just groan as they would drive by and be like, oh, Jen's sense of humor again. But every now and then, one would land in a way that was unexpected. And so in this particular case, that's what happened. So we had been having some strife in the world, in the country. And one of the things we put on our signs, and because the town was a multicultural town, like most towns are these days, a simple sign that just said, Buddhists and we had a big Sikh community in town, and Jews and atheists, you are our neighbors. And something along that line of we are blessed that you are our neighbors, or we recognize that you are our neighbors, or some sort of thing. Just listed off a few religions and said you are our neighbors. And I didn't really think much of it. It wasn't one of my better signs. It wasn't all that creative. It wasn't really funny. It didn't really have what I thought didn't really have an impact. And then one day I show up at the church and I walk in, and leaning against the door to my study was this little box. And I figured it was too small to be an explosive, so I took it into my office and I opened it up. And there was this note on top. And I'll cover the names so to protect the innocent here. But you can see, hopefully you can see a little bit, maybe not because of the thing, but that was Charlie was one of the names assigned to it. But I'll share this with you. Hello, I just wanted to leave a note to let you know how much we appreciate the sign in front of the church. We love the message. Thank you for putting it out into our community and our world. It makes us very proud to have Charlie spend his days where this message of acceptance and inclusion is being instilled in our children. There was a preschool located at the church. It didn't belong to the church. They rented space from the church, but Charlie was a student at the church, at the preschool. My father traveled to Assisi, Italy in the late 1980s to meet with all of the leaders of the different world religions as part of a world religion event. Anyway, he asked each of them to provide him with a short prayer for peace in the spirit of their beliefs. From that, he created a prayer rosary called Peace Seeds. I wanted to pass one along with the prayers he collected. Whether heartfelt or humorous, we really appreciate your signs. Thank you. And so that was just a really very cool, unexpected thing. And let me show you the peace seeds. So these were multi-faith prayers from a place called the Peace Abbey, which no longer exists, but it was for many years in the town of Sherborne, Massachusetts, and it was a really neat place to go. So included in the box was this thing of prayers for peace from different world religions, and this really cool beads with the medallion on the bottom. And so there's one bead for each of the peace prayers. So this is just a random, really lovely gift that showed up one day at the church for me. And I keep it in my study, and it's over on the shelf. If you ever want to come in and take a look at this, well, once we can gather again, you'd be welcome to come in and take a look at it. So I keep it on the shelf, and it reminds me of two things. First, they're wonderful prayers. They're really lovely prayers from all the different world religions and traditions. And it also reminds me that sometimes when you just put something out there, even if you think, it's not my best, but we need something on the sign, you just never know how the Spirit is going to work. You never know what is going to really impact someone's life to make them feel good about themselves or the choices that they've made. And it can be really encouraging. So that is the message of the peace seeds from the Peace Abbey that I received as a gift. I want to today read you two things. And one thing comes from another one of my favorite resource books, and it's this big one. It's called Imaging the Word. There are 3 volumes of it. I have all 3, and I love them. And basically, it goes through the lectionary, the scripture for each Sunday, and it includes pictures, some kind of visual art, and some poems, and just some random writing that is just lovely. So this is from Paul Hammer. The noun and the verb comfort translate a Greek word that means literally called alongside. Jesus and God are alongside us to give us strength. And the word comfort, with its Latin roots, means literally with strength. Comfort is more than a pat on the back. It is Jesus and God's presence to strengthen us in the present and give us good hope for an eternal future. And that's from Imaging the Word. And then finally today, I was blessed a few weeks ago. The Still Speaking Writers Group is a group of UCC ministers and writers who collaborate on resources, and the United Church of Christ sent out this prayer book to clergy. And so I received this. It's called Emerge, Blessings and Rituals for Unsheltering. And it's a really cool little book with lots of different kinds of prayers and thoughts and just really great words. So I thought that I would read this one today from Donna Shaper. It's called The Litany of Purpose. How to find purpose in times like these, especially since we don't know the name of the times or what the old name for the old times really was or what the new name for the new times will really be. What story will we tell ourselves during the pandemic? I was fine. I survived. I coped. Or I called myself beloved, and the earth called my name back to me. So friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day today. And I will see you, or you will see me, again on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. as we join together for our worship service, again to be live streamed. So go in peace and speak words of peace and hope to those around you. Be kind to yourself and to others. I'll see you soon. Take care.